Hello everyone, it's been a few weeks since I've posted a video or done a build showcase. It's been a busy past couple of weeks with the planner updates and the holiday week we had. Hopefully everybody had a great Thanksgiving. Now as you can see, we are in maintenance mode, so I can't show off the actual biome on Town Star, but I'll be showing it on the planner. I'll be talking about the competition details for the upcoming competition happening on December 2nd, 2025, which they are dubbing the Crafts Fair competition, where we have 3 different items that are star boosted. That's going to be jewelry set, ceramic bowl, and fragrance diffuser. Now I'm going to go ahead and pull up the planner here, and this is the design that I came up with, which I'll talk about in a moment. But let me search the builds right here. A shout out to Wilson for putting this up on the shared builds in the Town Star Playbook Planner. It's the starting biome and some of the meta information. Appreciate that. So jewelry set will be boosted to 120,000 stars. Ceramic bowl will be boosted to 12,000 stars. Fragrance diffuser will be boosted to 78,000 stars. There are no cash boosts for this competition, and they did fix the hidden 10 times cash boost that Chromium had. I heard a few people confirm this. Chromium no longer has that secret big cash boost, so the best thing to do for cash, in my opinion, is going to be gold, unless you have other NFTs that help you do some other thing. And the best thing to do for this upcoming meta will be ceramic bowls, because that's the easiest thing to get a high rate of. Now the only issue with the ceramic bowl build is that it is expensive if you're using multiple nuclear power, which you should, and it's also going to have high wages. More than likely you will be cash negative on the wages, which means you'll have to make sure that you make some gold on the side, or maybe you have NFTs that reduce the wages, right? But if we're talking about it from a no NFT required perspective, you're gonna want to make some gold on the side so you get some extra cash to pay the wages, so you don't go completely broke. Now this is the biome, river on the east side, and I guess you don't start off with much. Now in other news, the reason that it's in maintenance right now is because Ginobili said that they're going to reinstate the fast forward version that worked before. I didn't make a video covering this last week, but in case you didn't know, they removed fast forward or offline mode for one of the weeks so they could test some things, and then they added back an improved version, or a patched version, they said. But the problem is that that patched version had a lot of issues that people were seeing, and then they tried to patch it again and it was better, but it was still having issues. So right now, as of recording this, they are working on adding back the original fast forward that worked before. Now we're still going to see disconnects. I'm guessing they haven't fixed that, unfortunately, but they're going to keep trying. So offline mode should at least be dependable again. We will keep getting disconnects, just note that, but offline mode should be dependable again. Now I'll go back to the planner and talk about the design that I came up with for a potential ceramic bowl build. No NFTs required for this one. So these are planner predictions, by the way. They're probably not going to be exactly the same as what you see in game, and you might need to tweak this to get it to work a little bit. But just looking at this idea right here, it's predicting 1,200 ceramic bowl per hour. I would like to think it should do close to 1,000 per hour at least, but I'm not exactly sure. I just didn't have time to build this all out in the game. Now 1,000 ceramic bowls per hour, if you were to sell that at 2,000 each, that would get you 2 million cash per hour, which would not cover the wages. The wages would be closer to 3 mil cash per hour. So that's why I have a little gold setup on the side right here. This is predicted to make 300 gold per hour, which would cover close to about 1.5 million cash per hour. So you're selling 1,000 bowls and 300 gold. That should cover all the wages, is essentially what I'm trying to say. Total build cost, as you can see, is 52.7 million, not including the steel mill required for the steel for the nuclear powers. Wages at 52,490 per minute. I am using a freight pier in this design idea to sell items in batches of 100. That's why you would need so many warehouses right here. 5 warehouses is basically to store all the gold. You might want more warehouses than this. If you do have the bulky warehouse effect card, that would help out too, to get you extra storage. Of course, if you have graded ceramics for the pottery shops, that would be amazing as well. But speaking about no NFT required here, I think this design should work. It should get you top to 100. I don't see why it wouldn't. I just don't know how good it'll be. I'm sure you can improve improve it further than this. I have enough workers for everything, it seems. You just need the one panner, really, panner bunkhouse to get all the gold. I should have enough forklifts for the crude oil and all the clay lumps, and really you just need one logger for the wood for the forges. It is a pretty simple build, even though it is expensive and you do have to be careful with the wages here. But yes, I do recommend that you make ceramic bowls. I would say like 95% of the people are going to be making ceramic bowls, and like 5% of the people are going to be making fragrance diffuser. Now, jewelry sets I think are a terrible idea. The build's expensive and you really can't make enough jewelry sets to justify beating a ceramic bowl build. Even if you have a bunch of NFTs for jewelry sets, you're still not going to, probably you won't even be able to beat a no NFT ceramic bowl build. It's just too big of a difference, terrible difference. They balance the stars really badly. I heard a lot of people say that. And as for fragrance diffuser, it is more than likely a bad idea unless you are like a top 10 player. If you are already doing fragrance diffuser, it's because you're probably a top 10 player. Because if you happen to have a setup where you can get full passive peppermint and vanilla beans, which requires a bunch of NFTs and, you know, probably passive chromium, silica limestone, if you have all of that, then fragrance diffusers are very good. They are very viable. Otherwise, it's a terrible idea. So that's why most of you will be making ceramic bowls. And if you're not doing that, you're crazy or you have a lot of NFTs. So looking back at Discord, Ginobili did just post the changelog. They added the fast forward rollback, so we should have the original version of fast forward for this upcoming event. So with all that said, I think that's it. That's the competition details. Basically my design idea here, my advice to you for the upcoming competition. I will talk a little bit more about the planner here. I have been working on design competitions, which I've already talked about on my Discord. They're not live to everyone yet. They are being tested by a select group of people for this first week. We did just finish testing the first design competition. So when I click on design competitions up here in the top right, it's going to load up this menu for the design competitions. The one we just tested was a no NFT weekend challenge. The target was to make ceramic bowls. Kind of mimicked the whole competition that's going on right now. Right here you can see the results. Shout out to Zolis for getting first place on this one. I got some good feedback on how to improve this. You can preview the little design that I submitted here. Now realistically, this isn't going to work in the competition because you're probably not going to make enough cash to pay off all the wages on this one. You definitely won't actually. And once again, the predictions aren't exactly correct. These design competitions are more about harnessing the power of the playbook for the design, even if that means manipulating the predictions, because that's how you win. That's just how it is. They're design competitions. They might not exactly work the same as they do in Town Star, but they're still there to give you a good idea of what to do and maybe learn how to use some NFTs and the random weekday challenge ones. Now these are going to be really chaotic because first of all, you're not going to know what item to make until the event begins. So if you're one of the ones that are going to be participating in the paid tiers to try to get a higher prize, you don't really know what you're getting yourself into, but you'll figure it out. These will allow you to use a select amount of NFTs. There are limits. There are also other restrictions that might be in place, like your build can't be this expensive or you can't go past a certain number on the wages, stuff like that. I think it's going to be interesting, optional, fun challenge for people who want to try it out. This is going to be available to everyone once it's live. I'll post an announcement on my Discord. You can do the free entry. You could earn some TSP this way, the Town Star Playbook token, but you could also bet some of your TSP in an attempt to earn more TSP. 5% of the TSP pools will be burnt to help the health and value of the token, and the other 5% will go towards the organizer pool, which that's all explained here, how that works, how that's distributed. You don't need to verify that you own your Gala wallet here or anything. That's just in case you want to deposit TSP here to use for the competition balances, and then there's a way to request withdrawal. So that's how this whole system is set up. There's more rules and stuff, but I'm just trying to explain what I remember right now. That's mostly what I've been working on in the past week. I think this will be a fun optional thing for for people. I do hope that people find it fun and learn some new things, even if there's only a couple people that decide to participate in them. But yes, I believe that is everything right now. Of course, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, leave a comment, consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. If you want to help support the channel, you can find links in the description on how to do so. And as always, I appreciate your support and thank you for watching.